an incredible run for head coach Kevin O'Brien to have Rogers, who is so efficient, so technical, unafraid to take chances, and she's got a nose for the goal as well. Carapazza tries to keep it in play, but the linesman raises his flag, and it'll belong to Idaho State. Nieta looking for a teammate. Gets it into Kaylin Buchanan. Turns towards the middle, trying to get around Carapazza. Now flicks it up ahead. Rogers there to put a head on it. And into the grasp of Faith Adams. Now Kalea Perry trying to thread the needle, but it finds the foot of a Bengal defender. Dion up ahead for Huerta in a foot race with Patty, and it's played back and out of bounds, and this will be an Idaho State corner. Patty tried to softly touch it to her keeper, C.J. Graham, but it did wind up on the left side of that goal line, and so Idaho State into the attacking third, and it looks like Megan Tamashiro, the sophomore from Hawaii, will line up to take it. Idaho State only 1 goal in 3 matches this year. That 1 goal came in a 1-1 tie with Westminster in their season opener. They were shut out by Utah State and shut out by Austin Peay. 5 minutes into the first half here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Here's a high arcing ball, and it will be knocked away, and a free kick awarded to Lipscomb. That was Nieto who had the head on it, tried to bounce it towards the goal, and then a collision with C.J. Graham. And Lipscomb will try to work it down the field. Here's Shelby Kraft. Emanuela Shirk up ahead, a great ball for Molly Grant here into the near corner. Plays it inside the box. Perry diving, unable to make contact, and Idaho State with the clearance. Molly Grant showing off that speed that she's got as she sprinted down the near side, trying to hook up with Perry, but nothing doing. Shirk with room. Another service. Cleared out. Adams will collect it. Now Kraft. Kraft, a right foot flick to Shirk. Again, a service. In the middle and standing tall is Trin Taminga, freshman from Idaho, playing that center back position. And here come the Bengals. Good challenge from Carapazza to stop momentum. And now a trip and a foul as Perry collided with Virginia Wallace. Idaho State last season, 2 wins, 16 losses, 1 tie. They were 2-7 in the Big Sky. Scored 12 goals in their 19 matches, and so bringing in head coach Dustin Downey, who was named the head coach in January as they try to turn this program around. First year of the rebuild. And a pretty solid performance against Austin Peay, as this is a long ball played on and into the back of the net, and Idaho State gets just their 2nd goal of the season as the Lipscomb Bison went up to try to head it away and instead accidentally deflected it past C.J. Graham into the net. And so 7 minutes in, the Bengals take a 1-0 lead on the Lipscomb Bisons. That was a gorgeous ball played in, and sometimes when you've got those deep kicks, you just want to cause some chaos in the opposing box, and that's kind of what happened there. And we'll see how Lipscomb can respond. A stunning first goal for Idaho State. Lipscomb will have a throw-in on the far side. That's Emily Patty finding Perry. Perry trying to work her way through 2 defenders. And Idaho State will play it back to Atkins. The graduate goalkeeper. Lipscomb wins it back. And it's Rogers. Tamashiro steps in to claim it. for Idaho State, trying to find her way down the sideline. And the Bison's able to win it back as Carapaza keeps it in play, then finds Perry, and here comes Perry trying to connect with Molly Grant, who is playing on that left side, trying to work in tandem with Perry. Well, what a break for Idaho State as they get a goal 7 minutes into the first half here, as a deep free kick glanced off the head of a Lipscomb defender and into the back of the net. Carapaza trying to intercept that pass. Good step up from Idaho State. Now the Bengals working it down the field. Here's Brentlinger. And an ambitious kick from Kaylin Buchanan, the sophomore from Colorado. Looked like an attempted goal, but ended up wide right. And Graham will take the goal kick. C.J. Graham, the reigning ASUN goalkeeper of the year. Only fitting that she was then named the preseason goalkeeper of the year for the 2022 season. Led what was a historic defense for the Bisons last year on the way to those regular season and ASUN tournament championships. Allowed just over a half a goal a match. They led the nation in scoring defense. Again, Idaho State up 1-0 over Lipscomb on a goal in the 7th minute off the head of a Lipscomb defender. Idaho State in retreat as they try to maintain possession. And it's Virginia Wallace getting her pass intercepted by Emily Patty, but Lipscomb gives it right back. Trin Teminga has her pass intercepted. This is Byler with her left foot to Molly Grant. A cross-field pass that finds no one, and it trickles out of bounds. Not on the same page with Perry. Emanuela Shirk was also pushed up just in case. Well out of her reach. As we are now 12 minutes into the first half here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. The Bisons were so dominant at home last year. A big reason why they were able to wrestle away the ASUN Championship. They got to host the ASUN tournament. And they did not allow a goal in a single match during that postseason run. Just the second time that's been done in ASUN postseason history. Here's Molly Grant trying to flick it over to Perry, but it's cleared away by Wurlitzer. Good-looking chance from Lipscomb in the attacking third. Kalea Perry clapping her approval as the Bisons will reset. Here's Faith Adams. Over to Emily Patty. Backtracks to Logan McFadden. And that pass taken away by Idaho State. 4-on-4 here. If the Bengals want to push, here's a pass to Tamashiro. Cuts it back towards the middle and plays a through ball up, but no one making a run. And so the Bisons will recollect. Kraft to Shirk. Kraft running with her here on the near side into attack mode. Up for Molly Grant making a run. She gets around one defender, but a nice challenge from Carlin Wurlitzer. And it will be a goal kick for Idaho State as Wurlitzer slid down, able to deflect it off of Grant and out of bounds. And so a very nice defensive play there for Wurlitzer. One of 7 Bengals who has now started all 4 matches this season for head coach Dustin Downey. Idaho State thought there was a handball there on the far side. The head referee keeps his whistle down. Kraft up for Adams, and now Shirk. Shirk, eyes downfield, played up for Perry, times her run, flicks it just wide right of the post. A beautifully timed run from Kalea Perry, and she was nearly able to sneak it in past Atkins. Very nearly an equalizer for the Bisons. Off the great service from Emanuela Shirk. In the 14th minute here in Nashville, Idaho State holding a 1-0 lead over Lipscomb. Bisons starting a 3-match homestand here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. They'll host Alabama State this upcoming Friday at 6, and then host Florida International on Sunday at 5. That ball high arcing over the goal, and Graham will have a goal kick upcoming. Idaho State keeping up the pressure, not just satisfied with that one goal. They want to try to pile on here, not let Lipscomb get comfortable. And right on cue, they knock away a pass and keep it in play. That's Dion. Back for Wallace, who plays it up. And a pair of Bison defenders there trying to steal it away from Fulmer. And instead, Idaho State retains possession. Here is Wurlitzer. A curling flick up ahead. McFadden puts it high in the air. Tamashiro. And the ball has spent more time in the air than it has on the ground here in the past 2 minutes. Nieto trying to play it backwards. Was deflected, and so possession will belong to the Bengals. Brentlinger back for Wurlitzer. Now Nieto. Tamashiro, a give and go with Nieto. As they get around Manuela Shirk, Shelby Kraft is there, and it looked like that caught the arm of Nieto. It did. It'll be a handball. And the kick awarded to Lipscomb. "16 minutes into the first half here, Idaho State with the 1-0 lead over Lipscomb. A stunning goal in the 7th minute on a free kick that was played into the box. A Lipscomb defender tried to head it away, and instead the ball glanced off and went into the goal past a diving C.J. Graham. Kraft back for Shirk. Tamashiro knocks it away. Kraft thinking about switching fields. She will. Patty over to Adams. Now Carapazza. Carapazza trying to fit it into Grant. Idaho State was up to the task. Shelby Kraft trying to split two defenders. Nicely played by Peyton Dion. Rogers with the hustle wins it back for the Bisons. Still just one shot so far for Lipscomb. It came from Kalea Perry on a ball that was played in by Emanuela Shirk. Ended up just a foot or so wide right of the post. Here's McFadden with lots of room to operate. Finds Shirk. McFadden now running to her right. Shirk is thinking box, plays it in, and just over the head of Kelly Byler. Now a secondary shot played in from the backside by Rogers, but it ends up wide left, and so the goal kick will belong to Idaho State. Emanuela Shirk has not shied away from delivering the ball into the middle of the field, and why not? Idaho State, a handful of times now, has kind of let her pick her spot there. And it was a good run from Kelly Byler, the redshirt junior from Mount Pleasant Mills, Pennsylvania, but just a touch too steep for her to be able to connect. That goal kick runs out of bounds, and so Lipscomb will get it back, but first a whistle and a foul, and they're going to give the kick to Idaho State. I almost wonder if the Bengals would have rather played that up. Of course, they didn't have numbers, but Bengal did have room to run. Instead, they'll set up for a free kick, and you'll recall they scored their lone goal on a similar type setup when a long ball that was played into the box ended up off the head of a Lipscomb defender and went into the back of the net. And that is the difference right now, as we have 26 minutes remaining in this first half. Here's another long service. Graham, though, puts both paws on it and claims it. Lipscomb looking for a jolt here. So far, Idaho State has been there with them step for step. Of course, Lipscomb has commanded possession and has generated the bulk of the scoring chances. And yet they still are on the wrong end of a 1-0 score here in the early going. Here's Byler getting around her defender. Byler, through ball up the middle for Perry. It's on her left foot. She tries to cross, and it's kept in play by Idaho State. Nice job by Virginia Wallace in defense there for the Bengals. McFadden and Buchanan battling. McFadden with the tackle wins possession now for Lipscomb. Kraft will play it safe, and it belongs to Graham. Flips it quickly to McFadden. Just the second home match of the season for Lipscomb. They took care of Tennessee Tech 1 week ago today. Last Sunday here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex, a 4-0 win over the Golden Eagles. Carapazza, Perry, Oliver, and Byler all with goals for the Bisons. Quick passing from Lipscomb as they switch fields. Here's Kraft with a full head of steam. Kraft up ahead off the knee of the center back. Carapazza through the wickets of Butterbaugh. Kraft to Shirk. Shirk again, a delivery into the middle. And Tamingo was up to the task. Now Idaho State trying to put together a counter. That is Gabby Warta on the far side. It's actually Fulmer, rather, who somehow emerges from a pack of white jerseys. But a tough challenge from Faith Adams to get it back for Lipscomb. "22 minutes into this first half, nearly midway through this opening 45 minutes. Idaho State with the 1-0 lead. Kraft to give and go with Adams. Kraft now looking for a run from Perry. Timed up beautifully. Perry tried to play it to her right foot, but it went into the path of Kaylee Atkins. Grad transfer from the College of Idaho, and she was able to pick it up. So again, Perry has had some really well-timed runs here, but it's been that final sequence that has eluded the Bison so far. Here's Here's Jordan Roth for Idaho State. Now Dion. Brentlinger. Up for Butterbaugh. Double teamed. Butterbaugh looking for a lane. Gets it on the ground. And into the waiting grasp of Emily Patty, who plays a long ball up towards midfield. Here's Molly Grant now on her left foot, and I believe a handball will be called on Grant. Head official saying that she batted the ball up. Head coach Kevin O'Brien trying to get an explanation. It will result in a free kick for Idaho State. All right, it'll be Wurlitzer teeing it up for the Bengals. High curling strike. Rogers trying to work her way upfield, finds a cutting Kraft. Kraft plays it back for Carapazza. Carapazza over for Shirk with Nieto defending, and she wants no part of that. She'll clear it and allow her defense to set up. Byler in the middle. And too steep for Rogers. And so we will have a water break now. We mentioned that it is a extremely warm day here in Nashville, and as I look to check my phone to see what the temperature is, my iPhone is telling me that it needs to cool down, and so I'm unable to check what temperature. I do know that is in excess of 90 degrees, and so this water break will come 25 minutes in here into the first half. With 20 minutes left before halftime, your score, Idaho State 1, Lipscomb 0. We'll step aside for this water break. All right, back at Lipscomb Soccer Complex, a brief water break for both teams on this warm Sunday afternoon, and we are back to action here with 20 minutes to play in this first half. It is Idaho State holding a 1-0 lead over Lipscomb. And this throw-in will belong to Idaho State. Lipscomb was up to take it in the attacking third, and just as the ball was put in play, the whistle comes and it goes back to Idaho State. Here's Perry, though, winning it for Lipscomb. Grant trying to work towards the middle. Plays it towards, and it's knocked away by Atkins. What a strike from Molly Grant, and a fantastic save from Kaylee Atkins, as she had to jump up and punch it with her right hand, as Grant was able to put a lot of juice on that strike. It will be a corner upcoming for Lipscomb, and it looks like Kalea Perry will line up to take it. Handful of white jerseys in the box as the Bisons look for an equalizer. Perry plays it short. Carapazza now. and flicked away. It looked like Faith Adams was trying to get it maybe further into the box as a sort of pass, but too many Bengals in the vicinity. Emanuela Shirk being told to back up for this throw-in. The first shot on goal for Lipscomb coming from Molly Grant just a few moments ago. 1-0 Idaho State leads. Carlin Wurlitzer has been the mainstay taking these free kicks, and we've seen why. She has got a big leg. Plays it a little bit softer this time for Nieto as they prioritize possession. Nieto up for Roth. Roth turning to her right foot. Kraft with a strong challenge, but hit right to Dion. Dion now, a beautiful ball. And here come the Bengals. Across and ends up behind the net. I believe that was Emerson Grafton on the far side. Freshman from Washington. And that was just a gorgeous sequence right there. They were on the same page. They kind of inched towards midfield, got the defender coming one way, and then played it right behind the back line to allow Grafton to get that cross. This is an Idaho State team that will throw a lot of bodies out there. Head coach Dustin Downey basically using his entire roster. 25 of the 29 players listed have appeared in action this season. And again, we've only played 3 matches. This will be the 4th match for both teams. And of those 25, 20 Bengals have played at least 45 minutes. So it's not like he's emptying out the bench when a score has been decided. He's trying to feel out this team and see what he has as he enters his first season at the helm. Just under 17 minutes to play here in the first half. Idaho State leading Lipscomb 1-0. Nieto shielding, finds a teammate, and a challenge, and a free kick will be awarded as Kelly Byler another free kick upcoming. Good chance for the Bengals. They'll play it soft. Here is Teminga. Back for Wurlitzer. Wurlitzer going for goal. Wide right. Couple of feet to the right of that post. CJ Graham would have been there. She had it covered as she leaped up to protect that corner. And head coach Kevin O'Brien going to his bench, pulling in a trio of subs, among them Grace Oliver, as well as Angela Steidel and Marcella Cash as well. Those 3 Bisons now into the match with 15 minutes to go before the halftime break. 1-0 Bengals over the Bisons. Kraft up ahead for Cash. Cash now to Perry. Perry turning to her left. Plays it up for Steidel. And Steidel not quite able to control it. And so a promising chance for Lipscomb evaporates. It'll be a throw-in for Idaho State. Marcella Cash, who just entered the game, one of 3 newcomers for head coach Kevin O'Brien. A couple of transfers and 1 freshman joining the squad here in 2022. Here is Oliver, who had one of those 4 goals in that win over Tennessee Tech last Sunday. She plays it up for Cash. But that was Wurlitzer there to snuff out that chance. Both teams trying to control possession now in the midfield. Rogers. Excuse me, no, that's Wheeler rather. Tori Wheeler taking it the distance all the way to the goal line, and I believe she will win a corner, or no, it'll be a goal kick. So Tori Wheeler into the game, playing on that left wing now. Redshirt junior from Seattle. Just over 13 minutes to go here in the first half. As Lipscomb wins the goal kick away from Idaho State. Shelby Kraft, near side for Oliver. Oliver, a pass maybe 2 out in front of Marcella Cash, and it's knocked away. The throw-in, though, will stay with the Bisons. Credit Idaho State, they have really brought the attacking pressure thus far to Lipscomb. They have not shied away from a team that dominated last year, of course, made it to the NCAA tournament. Idaho State has shown no signs of being afraid or of shying away from contact. They've stayed aggressive. They have challenged these Lipscomb attackers. They have swarmed to the ball, and it's paid off so far as they have shut out the Bisons through the opening 30-plus minutes. Oliver up for Cash. She tried to turn towards the middle. It's flicked back for Adams, who plays it back to McFadden. Now Steidel. Up for Wheeler. And out of bounds, last touch by a Bison. So far, just one shot on goal for Lipscomb. It came from Molly Grant on a strike that was knocked away by the Idaho State keeper, Kaylee Atkins. Nieto, narrow window, nice challenge from Byler to win it back for Lipscomb. Oliver dancing around, up for Cash, diving towards the corner. Now turn towards the box, a ball played in and hits off the side of the net. But it was deflected, and so Lipscomb will have the corner. Couple of subs waiting at the table for head coach Kevin O'Brien. Kalea Perry will line it up, and it does not look like a Bison is nearby, so they will play this one into the box. To the far side, and headed away by Deborah Pond. Boise native into the match for the Bengals. And here come the two subs for Lipscomb. Looks like Summer Elmore will make an appearance, as will Evie Reeder, Roswell, Georgia native. And right off the bat, Lipscomb unable to make the most of possession, so Idaho State will have the throw-in. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Idaho State with the narrow 1-goal lead. Kraft pushing towards the near side. Now wants a deep ball. Trying to hook up with Wheeler, but it's out of her reach. Good step up from Faith Adams. Here's Cash now. Back for Byler. Trying to get it to her left foot. Going horizontal. And now back for Steidel. And Elmore unable to complete the give and go that Steidel was trying to orchestrate as it goes out of play. Lipscomb has looked a little bit disjointed so far. As we noted earlier, they have dominated possession. They've kept the ball on this side of the field. They've made some nice passes, but it's been kind of the third or fourth pass that has eluded them. Idaho State working towards the near side. Good step from Kraft. Here is Wheeler. Cash with room. Up for Kraft. Here in the corner, trying to play it up. Knocked, but right back towards the Bisons. Cash trying to win it. A nice shield from Virginia Wallace there. And the Bengals with the clearance. Possession will belong to the Bisons. And it'll be Grace Oliver to take the throw. Cash, with two black jerseys right around her, manages to keep possession for now, trying to find an avenue with which she can drive it. There it is, a back post ball, and it trickles outside of the box, and Evie Reeder will go to collect it. Now Steidel steps up. Here's Elmore outside the 18, played in on the ground, and cleared away by Idaho State. And another substitution for Kevin O'Brien. Lydia Hintz will make an appearance, the Minnesota native. And she will give Kelly Byler a break. Just over 7 minutes to go before the first half. Can the Bisons get an equalizer to build some momentum going into the second 45? Idaho State will make a substitution as well. That is Mia Cartwright coming in. Grafton plays it up ahead. McFadden, though, racing to track it down for Lipscomb, and Kraft will reset. Lydia Hint up to the middle. Tori Wheeler turns to her left, trying to find room, and a pass out of the reach of Marcella Cash. And that's sort of what we are referring to. They've done a nice job getting the ball just outside the 18, and then when the windows get pretty tight, those passes have just gone a little bit astray. See if they can continue to build pressure, though. Mentioned how hot it is on this Sunday afternoon. Already had one mandatory water break, as the head official will blow his whistle. And I believe he's talking to Kaylee Atkins, possibly about tempo. Maybe he wants her to work a little more quickly. Head coach Dustin Downey holding the ball, sort of as a way of getting the head official to come talk to him. And while it has been hot here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex, we have been dealing with a pretty stiff breeze throughout warm-ups and into the first half of this match. Lipscomb, as they move from left to right, has been working with the wind for the most part. So we'll try the goal kick again. Just under 6 minutes to go before the halftime whistle. And a foul awarded to Lipscomb. Logan McFadden working quickly. Runs up, is told that she has to retreat a few steps. And now the Bisons will set up. And it'll be Faith Adams to take the kick. Coach O'Brien pointing McFadden towards the box. He needs her big presence there. She is a set-piece threat, no doubt about it. And here's the ball. Played into the box. Headed straight up into the air. Idaho State trying to clear it for good. A one-touch shot from Hint. But it's cleared back out to Kraft. Kraft, far side. headed out of play. Wheeler and Elmore were both there for Lipscomb. If you're Idaho State, could not have asked for a better first half to start this match. And the biggest part when you are a heavy underdog is just building up the confidence to know that you can hang with a team that was in the NCAA tournament last year. And so far the Bengals have done that, and they lead Lipscomb 1-0. Bison's trying to even things up. Elmore, was she able to keep it in play? Yes, she was. Plays it back. And here's a ball played up off the chest, and it's being knocked around right outside the 18. A shot just wide left from Tori Wheeler. Some chaos in the 18, and it nearly resulted in a Lipscomb goal. Beautiful touch from Tori Wheeler as she tried to sneak it past Kaylee Atkins. It was last touched by a Bengal, and so Lipscomb will have a corner here in the 41st minute. Service towards the middle. Played back out for Cash. She shoots, runs into a wall. A second chance for Hint, nothing doing. Back to Cash right at the penalty spot. And now kicked out of bounds by Carlin Wurlitzer, but you can tell the Bison starting to pick up some momentum here as the breeze picks up, and Idaho State on their heels, content to continually kick it out of play. Evie Reeder, now Oliver, and out of bounds, and the wind might have aided that ball, guiding it out of play. This goal kick for Atkins will be directly into the wind, and she decides to play it short. Probably wise. Here's Morgan Freed. Cash spins around one defender, tries to sneak it past another, but instead, it's played back out. Here's Steidel, wants goal, off the back of a defender. Now inside to Cash, and cleared out. And that'll be a handball as Kraft played it directly into Jordan Roth. And Kraft will have the free kick with a couple of minutes left before these two teams will enter the halftime break. Kraft, and that's probably not exactly where she wanted it to go, but Lipscomb fortuitously gets it back. Here's Steidel now in the middle, looking for a teammate. Adams plays it up for Steidel. Steidel across, a deflection, and it's just wide left. Off the foot of Grace Oliver. A very nice sequence there, as Steidel nearly connected with Oliver. Beautiful cross. Oliver was there. Nice little one touch as she tried to redirect it. And you can certainly tell that Lipscomb has started to awaken here, especially on the attack. Can they break through in these final 60 seconds? Idaho State wins the throw. Bengals just trying to hold on in this first half and set up for the second half. An errant pass from Idaho State. Lipscomb will have the throw. It's Elmore into Adams. Now McFadden. Over to Kraft. She's got Steidel here on the near side. Trying to find Cash. Cleared out by Wurlitzer. Boy, has she been everywhere. She has been called upon a lot here in this first half of the Bengals. 22 seconds and counting for Lipscomb here in the first half, trailing 1-0. Tori Wheeler mishits it. And Idaho State can drain clock now. Here's McFadden, though, winning it back. 10 seconds left in this first half. Here's Tori Wheeler. And now Oliver. Adams with a shot, and oh, just deflected up and over by Atkins. A worthy chance there from Adams, a great ball. Atkins, though, with plenty of time to set up, jump up, and knock it away. And that brings us to the conclusion of the first half. Bit of a surprising opening 45 minutes as the dust clears. It's 1-0 Idaho State with the lead over the defending ASUN champion Lipscomb Bisons. That goal coming in the 7th minute on a free kick that was played inside the box. A Lipscomb defender rose up trying to clear it and instead deflected it, unfortunately, into the back of the net past the diving reach of CJ Graham. Lipscomb responded well, especially in the final 15 minutes of that first half, really turning up the pressure, tightening the screws, getting a couple of good chances. Molly Grant had a screamer of a shot, and Atkins had to make a spectacular save just to keep the Bengals in the lead. And so when the 45 ends, it is Idaho State holding a slim 1-0 lead over Lipscomb. We'll step aside for halftime. We'll be back in 15 minutes to set the stage for half number 2. Hello and welcome back to Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Noah Severson with you. Lipscomb trailing Idaho State 1-0 here as we get set to start the second half. Idaho State scoring the lone goal of the match in the 7th minute on what ended up being an own goal for Lipscomb. A ball that was played into the box. Lipscomb defender rose up to try to clear it with a header, and instead it glanced off and into the back of the net, allowing the Bengals to get the 1-goal lead, and they have held on for dear life ever since. Lipscomb a flurry of shots in the final 10 minutes, including 9 shots in the final 7 minutes of that first half, as they tried to break through with an equalizer, but a couple of unlucky bounces. Credit Idaho State for being up to the task. Goalkeeper Kylie Atkins has been sensational between the pipes, and we'll see if Lipscomb can break through with a goal or two here in the second half. On a hot and steamy Sunday afternoon, here we go, second 45, beginning here with the ball played out of bounds. Pass from Wurlitzer, intended for Gabby Warta, who for this half will be here on the near side, closest to your camera view. And again, 6 goals last year for Warta. Lipscomb did a nice job of shutting her down in the first half. We'll see if she can get more touches here in the second half. We'll see what adjustments head coach Kevin O'Brien made at halftime. He's one of the best in the business for a reason, winning his coach in program history, 3-time ASUN Coach of the Year in his 11th season at the helm. Rogers with possession near side, playing it up for Molly Grant. Can she track it down before it goes out of bounds? Instead, it'll be Atkins who won't let her get the chance. Kylie Atkins, really an unsung hero in that first half, had a couple great saves. Defense played well in front of her, notably Trin Taminga and Carlin Wurlitzer. Rogers trying to steal it away from Tamashiro. And it's Peyton Dion with McFadden there to win it for Lipscomb. Fading away and kicking it out of bounds is Grace Oliver, who was a part of that superb offensive pressure that Lipscomb was able to put together in the waning moments of that first half. She may have had the best look at goal that Lipscomb has had all match. On a cross from Angela Steidel, she tried to redirect it just inside the 18 towards the corner, and it ended up wide left. Tough challenge, and then some extracurriculars between Idaho State and Lipscomb. Is that Tamashiro down on the far side? And maybe Shirk that was getting up, and then Nieto just kind of threw a shoulder at Shirk. And Tamashiro visibly upset with the head official, as Idaho State will get the free kick, and the head official jotting some stuff down. So here we go, a free kick for the Tigers, as Carlin Wurlitzer will boot it in. Low line drive. Still glancing around, and a handball as the Bengal attacker Peyton Dion tried to find space for a possible shot. Angela Steidel, who came into this match off the bench, provided some really good minutes for the Bisons. Here's Kalea Perry, and knocked away, last touch by Perry. Virginia Wallace has her throw in, stolen away by Cammie Rogers. Grace Oliver, back to Rogers. And off the shin of Tamashiro. Taminga shielding it to allow Atkins to pick it up. 3 minutes into the second half, Idaho State leading 1-0. Lipscomb trying to refine that footing that allowed them to put on such tremendous pressure in the final 10 minutes or so of that first half. Here is Rachel Fulmer with space. Up ahead for Gabby Warta with McFadden in pursuit. A low cross right into the waiting arms of CJ Graham. Referring to that 2-0 loss to Mississippi State, Kevin O'Brien was reflecting that, you throw out the first 15 minutes of that match in which Mississippi State really controlled. And he said it was a pretty even game the rest of the way. He said we had to learn from it, get better. Obviously, I think that first half of this match would fall into that category as well. Certainly not ideally what the Bisons were looking for in that first 45, really in the first 35. But a new opportunity here in the second half to kind of wash that away and take care of business here in front of their home fans. Rogers to Carapazza. Carapazza, long ball, up for Grace Oliver, and Atkins running it down, lets it go out of play. '50th minute here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Lipscomb has outshot Idaho State 12-3 in this match. Put 3 shots on goal. McFadden will use her safety net. Graham gives it right back. Tough challenge from Tamashiro stepping up. McFadden with a pretty substantial height advantage, but Tamashiro showing no fear, just diving right in there. Nieto over to Dion. Dion now to Wurlitzer. Across, Warta, no, it's Graham soaring in to claim it. Cami Rogers trying to find Molly Grant. Stepping up was Teminga. Teminga, nice little pass. Carapazza steps into Wallace and earns possession for Lipscomb. Galea Perry trying to play it up the line, but trickles out of play. And a substitution for Idaho State. Tamashiro will get a breather. And Talon Butterball will check in for Tamashiro. Take over in the midfield. Warta angling to her left, finds Butterball. Butterball in the middle. Carapazza tracks her down from behind and steals it away. Nice play from Olivia Carapazza. Stidle with a step. Back out to the midfield stripe. Wallace will have the throw for the Bengals. Stidle will play it out of bounds. Idaho State into the attacking third with time to set up. Also allows Lipscomb to set up their defense. And coming in from the back line will be Trin Teminga to take the throw. Teminga, big boot across the field, and now Lipscomb maybe with some momentum for a counter. Instead, that's Peyton Dion stepping up to win it back. Nieto, native of Spain, little give and go action here as they attack the 18. Warta now with her left foot across, and Steidel there to send it up into the air. Idaho State controlling the last couple of minutes here on the attack. Grace Oliver just barely able to keep that one in play. Molly Grant pushed in the back, earns a free kick for the Bisons. See if Lipscomb can have some success here on the left side. Steidel with Rogers on her wing. Up for Perry. Perry trying to go one-on-one with Virginia Wallace, and Virginia Wallace wins that battle. Seen some really stout defending from Idaho State. We mentioned that they battled to a 0-0 draw with Austin Peay a couple of days ago. Let up 1 goal to Westminster. Were beat 5-0 by Utah State on the road in their second match of the year. Fulmer trying to connect with Buchanan, but it's McFadden tracking it down for the Bisons. Here's Buchanan getting to her right foot, a flick shot wide left. CJ Graham diving just to be safe, but another nice sequence of events for the visitors there, as they were able to steal a pass, played quickly up ahead. Buchanan did well to get it to her strong right foot, and the shot was just a little off target. 55th minute here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Here's Molly Grant. Short pass up ahead for Byler. Byler trying to find Perry, but nothing doing. Kraft steps up to keep possession, but now Peyton Dion knocks it out of play. Peyton Dion, one of several Bengals having an excellent performance here this afternoon. They have not given an inch to Lipscomb here in the early going of the second half, as the Bisons try to keep possession, wear down the Bengals. Grace Oliver gets it picked away. Wurlitzer up ahead, McFadden right over the top to head it back. Oliver now takes her time, finds Shirk. Warda with the steal, dumps it off to Dion. And an errant pass. And a couple of substitutions for head coach Kevin O'Brien. Looks like Emily Patty and Faith Adams will both check in for the Bisons. Carapaza gets a break, as does Kelly Byler. Adams and Patty were both in the starting 11 today, and they will make their first appearance here in the second half. So Steidel will take the throw, looking for Grant. Tough defense from Marta Nieto. How often have we called Nieto's name? Playing that left back position. Here comes Lipscomb though. It's Emily Patty up for Grant, and it's just off her hip and out of play, and she was offside, and so it will be a kick coming for Idaho State. First time that Lipscomb has been whistled offside today. They had a few near chances in the first half, particularly with Kalea Perry, who was able to time up her runs beautifully, just barely managing to stay onside while still going full steam ahead. And another miscue for Idaho State. Goal kicks have been an issue for them. And early on, you might have blamed the stiff breeze that was picking up, but even when the breeze has died down, they've had some trouble getting the ball up towards the midfield with possession coming off of that goal kick. Shelby Kraft gets her pass intercepted by Peyton Dion. Here's Peyton Dion into the midfield. Up ahead for Buchanan, and the white jerseys swarm. And Faith Adams wins it back, plays it back for Shelby Kraft, who finds Emily Patty, the redshirt senior. Lipscomb will now try to build something from the back here as McFadden, Kraft, and Patty exchanging passes. Oliver, back to Patty. Patty, full sprint. Defender comes up to challenge, forces the errant pass. And here is Buchanan. Now for Fulmer, Rachel Fulmer with green grass in front. Shelby Kraft, the defensive player of the year, closing. It's Fulmer across, and no one was quite there with her. And it is kicked out of play. It'll stay with the Bengals. '60th minute here in Nashville. Idaho State still clinging to that 1-0 lead. The lone goal coming in the 7th minute, as Dustin Downey will refrain from going to his bench for at least one more moment. And now as that ball trickles out of bounds for a Lipscomb goal kick, we will have a change. And that is Jordan Roth taking over for Talon Butterbaugh. It's Kraft up for Adams. Steidel to Shirk. Now McFadden. Over to Kraft. Molly Grant plays it back for Adams. She finds Angela Steidel. And a tough challenge by Gabby Warda on the far side. Tough physical play. Now a ball played into the box. Shirk. It's Perry now. Just wide right. Two Bisons with a chance. First Shirk, then Perry. Neither able to squarely connect. And the chance goes awry. Well, a physical challenge, one possession for the Bisons on the far side. Immediately a ball played into the box. Shirk was running free. Perry did have a body on her. She was able to put a foot on it and redirect it in the vicinity of the goal. But it was just off the mark. Deep ball played up for Deborah Pons. And it's out of her reach. Patty finds Adams. Here's Kraft. Shirk with a one-touch for Steidel. Angela Steidel with plenty of room with which to operate. Nobody stepping up as of yet, so she says, okay, I'll take a go. And the ball played across the box, out of the reach of Perry. Two more subs waiting in the wings for the Bisons. And it looks like Byler will make her return to action, as will Carapazza. Shirk will get a breather, as will Grace Oliver. Mentioned the return of Kelly Byler, redshirt junior, came to Lipscomb after time at Penn State and was injured in the second game of last season, so she had to watch from the sidelines as her team went 15-5-1, won the ASUN regular season and tournament championships. So eager to get back to action, get healthy, and here she is, playing here in fall 2022. After after leading the ASUN in goals in the spring of 2021 with 9 goals. Here's Byler on cue, up for Grant, inside the 18, works to her right foot, and stolen away by Wurlitzer, who will kick it out of bounds, and Steidel will have the throw for Lipscomb. Grant redirected and just outside. That was Taminga who stuck her leg out, and nearly disaster for the Bengals as it did hit the side of the netting. So a Lipscomb corner, their 4th of the match. Perry is there short if Carapazza wants her. Instead, she'll go long. And it never quite came in play. And so a goal kick upcoming for Idaho State. And the Bengals have a couple of subs waiting to check in. Looks like Rachel Fulmer will exit, as will Gabby Warta. Mary Zah, one of the 2 newcomers, making her appearance at forward. Virginia Wallace trying to get around Perry, but can't quite keep possession, so a Lipscomb throw-in upcoming. 65 minutes in here, and Molly Grant was just a touch offside. Head coach Dustin Downey will again go to his bench. As we mentioned, he took over the program in January, played at Western Kentucky, and then was an assistant coach at WKU from 2012 to 2019. Also spent some time at University of Illinois at Chicago. And his first season as a head coach of a collegiate program. And his team is up 1-0 on the defending ASUN champs. Here's Perry, blanketed by the Idaho State defense. That ball trickles through, and we did have a stoppage, a handball, and so Idaho State will get a kick, and the head official has a yellow card out, and he is pointing towards, Steidel or Kraft? Carlin Wurlitzer set to take the free kick for Idaho State. And a screaming line drive sent right to C.J. Graham. See if the Bisons want to push the pace here. It's Kraft. Now Carapazza, and her pass is stolen away. Here's a ball played up for Zaw. Off the foot of Deborah Pond. C.J. Graham once again is there. Again, Lipscomb has outshot Idaho State 14-4 this afternoon, but they still are on the wrong end of a 1-0 score here in the second half. A couple of good chances sprinkled throughout for Lipscomb. Molly Grant had a great shot. Grace Oliver, a chance as well. Perry, a few minutes ago. But no ball has found the back of the net as of yet for the Bisons. Still an eternity left in this one. As we mentioned, the first match in a 3-match homestand for Lipscomb. They will be back here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex next weekend for a pair of matches. They'll host Alabama State on Friday at 6. And then they'll welcome Florida International here to this field on Sunday afternoon. Lipscomb will have a free kick near midfield, a foul called on Idaho State. White jerseys pushing up towards the 18. Idaho State setting their line right at the 18. Here's Carapazza, high lofting ball, and nicely headed away by Wurlitzer. That ball did trickle out of bounds before Elmore could get there, so the throw in for Lipscomb. Here's Marcella Cash, and it's out of bounds, and it'll be a corner for Lipscomb. Fifth corner of the match for Lipscomb. It is Perry over there. The service in the danger zone, but it trickles through, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Lipscomb. Idaho State claiming they did not touch it. Head official saw differently, and it will be another Lipscomb corner here on the near side. Carapazza signaling into the box. Again, a dangerous ball. Here's a high floater, still bouncing around. And finally, an Idaho State Bengal steps up. That's Virginia Wallace playing it up for Mary Zaw. Emily Patty settles, playing it back for Kraft. She'll kick it back up ahead, and Rogers has tons of room. Cammie Rogers, far side, off the shoulder of a Bengal, and out of bounds for a Lipscomb corner. Lipscomb seems to be knocking on the door once again. Similar type energy as to what was here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex in the 10 minutes prior to halftime when Lipscomb put up shot after shot. Here's the corner from Perry into the lap of Elmore, wide left on the ground and out of bounds. Elmore with a great look. It goes out of bounds, and we will have another mandatory water break for both of these teams. It comes with just over 20 minutes to play in regulation. It's still Idaho State 1, Lipscomb nothing, but the Bisons starting to build back momentum as they try to break through with an equalizer. We'll step aside for this water break. Back in just a few moments here in Nashville. All right, Noah Severson back with you at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. After our water break for these two teams, we mentioned how hot it is on this Sunday afternoon in Middle Tennessee. And both teams able to go to their respective benches, get a quick drink, talk over adjustments, and now we are back for the final stretch of this second half. 20 minutes to go before the final whistle. Idaho State still clinging to that 1-0 lead. But if you've been watching the last 5-6 minutes, Lipscomb has been knocking at the door. A handful of corner kicks, a couple of good chances in the box, but nothing doing as of yet in terms of a final result. Kraft, the reigning ASUN Defensive Player of the Year, Finds a teammate on the far side, that's Elmore, and her pass goes astray. Idaho State trying to close out their trip to Middle Tennessee with what would be a big signature win for first-year head coach Dustin Downey. Bison's on the attack. Beautiful service played it for Kalea Perry. She's here on the near side, inside the box, low line drive, and nearly redirected by Marcella Cash, but it does find the two hands of Kylie Atkins, the Idaho State keeper. Za with McFadden on her back. Goes to her left foot, trying to turn the corner, flicking it up, and too strong with it as Graham will reach down and pick it up. Free kick will be awarded to Lipscomb. Idaho State did come into today with a reputation as a physical team. In all three of their matches this year, they have been whistled for a lot more fouls than their opponent. 11 fouls, actually, in each of their last two matches against Utah State and Austin Peay. Elmore will take the throw in for the Bisons right in front of the scorers table. Clump of jerseys there on the far side. Idaho State breaks away from the scrum with possession for now. But now here's Byler in the middle, trying to spin, and does, and earns the whistle and a foul. That is Ashley Brentlinger, who got tangled up with Kelly Byler. And so Lipscomb will have a free kick in pretty juicy position here. Carapaza talking with Perry about what they want to do here as Lipscomb searches for their first goal of the match. 15 shots, but nothing to show for it as of yet. It'll be Perry with her left foot towards goal and picked up by Atkins. Kraft up for Emily Patty. Emily Patty, too strong, and looks exasperated with herself. Knew she probably had a little bit more time to maybe deliver a better ball for Perry. "16 minutes to go here in the second half. Nifty passing in the middle for Idaho State. And here's Brentlinger playing it far side for Freed. Now Za on the ground, out of bounds, and a corner upcoming for Idaho State. Morgan Freed in the mix, pushing things forward for the Bengals. And whole host of substitutions coming in, including 2 for the Bisons. Molly Grant coming in, as well Emanuela Shirk. Cammie Rogers takes a seat, as does Summer Elmore. And for Idaho State, among the trio coming in will be Gabby Warta, the leading scorer for the Bengals. And presumably she will be on for the final 14 minutes plus as Idaho State prepares to take their third corner of the match. And that is Megan Tamashiro, the sophomore from Hawaii. And the service is a good one. Graham punched it out, but she was also taken out. And so Lipscomb will have a kick. What can the Bisons build here? With possession on their back line. McFadden scuffs it. Here's Gabby Warta, a shot, and it's to the right. She sensed that Shelby Kraft was closing fast, decided she didn't have time for another touch, went for goal, and nearly disaster there for McFadden, who is normally so sure of foot, just kind of lost it there. Luckily for the Bisons, Warta could not put a shot on target. Faith Adams back for Carapazza. Back to Adams. Up ahead for Marcella Cash. The double team comes. And it's kicked out of play by the Bengals. Possession will stay with Lipscomb. Bisons have spent plenty of time here in the attacking third. Seems like they're due to convert at some point. Tamashiro steps in front of the throw. Good win for Virginia Wallace. Trying to find Gabby Warta up ahead. Shelby Kraft uses her goalkeeper. McFadden with pressure. Trying to get it to Shirk. And here's Dion. And Graham will boot it straight up. Shirk fighting with Brentlinger. Shirk wins that battle. Tamashiro to Brentlinger. Physical challenge from Patty there. Shirk, Carapazza in her own zip code on the far side. Takes her time. Gets it to Adams. They want to flip fields. Patty, can she keep it in play? Just so, yes. Now a service into the box. Bounces around to Tamashiro, who will clear it. And now Perry on the outside of the 18. Just a touch steep. Two more fresh faces for the Bengals. Marta Nieto, the junior midfielder, will check in, replacing Morgan Freed. And Taylon Butterbaugh will check out. And I believe that is Emerson Grafton taking her place here on the near side. It is. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Lipscomb needing an equalizer here. Idaho State jumping in front in the 7th minute off a Lipscomb own goal. Idaho State went 2-16-1 last year. And on the precipice of what would be their first win under head coach Dustin Downey. here in their 4th match of the season. Teminga finds Wallace, gives it right back. Teminga up ahead, over the head of Patty. Wurlitzer with it. Finds her old high school teammate, Megan Tamashiro. And that is deflected out of play, and it will result in a Lipscomb goal kick. Here's Molly Grant. Working with Rogers there. Instead, stolen away by Marta Nieto. How good has she been on the far side? A thorn in the Bison's attack all day long. That whole back line for Idaho State standing tall throughout this afternoon, holding this dangerous Bison's attack scoreless. Lipscomb erupted for 4 goals last Sunday against a stout Tennessee Tech team. They've been unable to find pay dirt here against their Big Sky opponent. It is Shirk for Grant, played back. Here's a run and a pull of the jersey, or no. Instead, it'll belong to Idaho State. Good sequence there for the Bisons. And Kevin O'Brien visibly upset, and he is gesturing what we saw, which is that the Bison attacker got her jersey pulled. Byler and Rogers there on the far side trying to make a run, and the flag came up for offside. 7 minutes to go here in the second half. Booted out of play. Certainly the clock on the side of the Bengals. We'll see if they adopt a more conservative approach. That last kick out of bounds might have been emblematic of that. Just trying to waste time by kicking it out of play. Grace Oliver will check back in. Emanuela Shirk will check out. See if Oliver with some fresh legs can be a spark plug. Here is Oliver trying to find Grant, but Nieto with the hustle to track it back down, and a collision, and Nieto did her job. She was able to keep Grant from getting there, and so it'll be a goal kick for Idaho State. And head official talking to Nieto there, as apparently there were some conversations going on with Grant after the play. Fourth minute here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Idaho State still with the 1-goal advantage. Teminga up ahead trying to find Aisley Allen. Adams to Kraft. Beautiful right foot flick for Carapazza. Plays it up. Intended for Oliver. Goes past her and into the waiting grasp of Brentlinger. Brentlinger kicks it up. And this might be some of that strategy that we were referring to in terms of wasting away the clock. Rapaza, a nifty step. Comes near side for Emily Patty. And now Faith Adams. Perry trying to turn the corner. Perry angling towards the middle. Gets it back to her right foot and is rewarded with a corner. What do the Bisons have left in the tank? An exhausting affair with Mississippi State just a few days ago down in Starkville. And we have seen some fatigue here. Of course, it's still early in the season. All those conditioning drills that you do all that time in the weight room prepares you for this. Downer goal, final 4+ minutes. This corner lands on top of the goal. On a 92-degree day, both head coaches have cycled in plenty of subs, trying to keep fresh legs. This latest stoppage, no exception, as Peyton Dion will exit. And on comes Jordan Roth. Dion has had an excellent game, and she gets a big high five from her head coach, Dustin Downey. She's been everywhere. Here's Nieto, looking for Tamashiro. Out of bounds, last touch by Shelby Kraft. 86th minute. Here's Roth, cutting towards the middle. Cut off by Byler. And Oliver has her pass deflected. Luckily, it finds another Bison. That's Faith Adams, with 3 black jerseys around her, manages to get it off to Carapaza. And her pass is deflected out of bounds. Kraft to Adams. Tripped up, and she goes down in a heap. Here comes Jordan Roth. Near side for Grafton. With Patty on her. Grafton gets around, angles towards the right corner. Patty the challenge, and a throw and upcoming for the Bengals. Time winding down here at Lipscomb Soccer Complex. 2.5 minutes to go. Idaho State in a pretty position here with possession deep into the attacking third. And Idaho State will get a corner now, which will only further drain the clock, which continues to tick away. Jordan Roth, understandably, in no hurry. They play it short, and they'll get the throw in. Virginia Wallace stepping up. 90 seconds to play. And now the clock will be stopped, and we will have a yellow card issued to one of the Idaho State players, presumably for delaying the match in too obvious a manner. And now Lipscomb will get the kick as the clock approaches 1 minute. Bisons need to build something and build something quickly here. Byler looking for Perry. Idaho State boots it away. Byler, one of the captains, trying to find Grant. And here they go, almost football style, putting together a drive as they inch their way up the field. 50 seconds to go. Byler towards the box, looking for Kraft. Kraft boots it up. Here's a touch right towards the keeper from Grace Oliver. A floating ball that is corralled by Atkins with 30 seconds to go. Was that the last best chance for the home side? Might have one last chance potentially. Under 20 seconds. And now an injured Bengal is down. That is Marta Nieto, who we have mentioned has had such a superb game. And she goes down, and the athletic trainer for Idaho State attending to her in front of the Lipscomb bench. Marta Nieto has now sat up, was in a lot of pain as she collapsed there in front of the Lipscomb bench. 15 seconds to go here in the second half, and if Idaho State is able to escape with a win here on the road, it will be due in large part to the play of Marta Nieto, the junior from Candas, Spain. Transferred to Idaho State from Oral Roberts. And she is now getting gingerly to her feet with her head coach Dustin Downey assisting. And hopefully Marta is okay. Lipscomb will have a throw in front of their own bench. Again, 15 seconds left. They'll need a throw, maybe a boot towards the box, and hope for something good. Carapazza up to Adams. Carapazza kicking it towards the 18. Roth with Kraft right there. Tamashiro boots it up. 5 seconds left, and that will do it. Idaho State stuns Lipscomb here on their home field. 1-0 the final score off a Lipscomb own goal in the 7th minute. And the Bengals get their first win of the season. It's the first win for head coach Dustin Downey, who was named the head coach in January. And the defending ASUN champions fall here in this non-conference Sunday tilt by a final score of 1-0. This one will sting for the Bisons for a variety of reasons. They tallied up 15 shots. They took 7 corners. They dominated possession. They did everything right except for find the back of the net. And Idaho State, the beneficiary of an own goal in the 7th minute. The Bengals walk away with the win. They improve to 1-1-2. Lipscomb falls to 1-3. And the Bisons will now look forward to next weekend to try to get back in the win column with a contest against Alabama State on Friday at 6 p.m. And they will follow that up with a game against Florida International on Sunday, and then they'll be at Vanderbilt in a crosstown rivalry matchup on Thursday, September 8th. They'll wrap up non-conference play at Xavier on the 11th, and then the ASUN opener against Austin Peay on September 17th. Meanwhile, for Idaho State, They will be at Utah Valley next Saturday. They will head back to the Mountain West after a productive trip to Middle Tennessee. They draw with Austin Peay a few days ago, and then they come here to Lipscomb Soccer Complex and they upset the Bisons 1-0, the final score with the full 90 minutes being played on a hot Sunday afternoon here in Nashville. That'll just about do it for us here in Nashville. For our camera crew and from all of us at Lipscomb Athletics, I'm Noah Severson saying so long from Lipscomb Soccer Complex, where the Bisons fall to the Bengals by a final score of 1-0.